Good morning. I want to share with you our journey of becoming as self-sufficient as possible. We've been at it for about 4.5 years in northeastern Australia. It's very tropical. We get a lot of rainfall. We've got good soil. We can grow a lot of different interesting and unique things. It's about 1,500 days we've been at it. We really value where our food comes from, as I'm sure if you're watching this, you do too, or you want to. We're by no means experts, but we have been doing it for quite a few years now. We're growing our own fruit, vegetables, herbs, spices. We grow and raise our own animals, so ducks, chickens, goats, sheep. We've got water buffalo, and yeah, we're just super passionate about knowing where our food comes from and want to share this journey with you. So I'm going to give you a bit of a tour and update on where we're at about 1,500 days. Let's go for a walk. All right, so the first thing I'll show you is some really big jackfruits we've got on. They've for some reason set fruit really low on the base of the trunk this time around, so they're literally, I don't know, there's like not much up in the canopy of the tree. Probably needs pruning, but some really nice fruit. This is a Malaysian variety called a J33. It's yellow and crunchy and sweet. This whole row in front of me here is different jackfruit and Cempedak. Cempedak's got a hairier leaf and is, I guess, a cousin to that of the jackfruit. Next to me here we have 2 mangosteens that are going really well. One that is still yet to prove itself. We've still got some bananas here from we were into cropping quite heavily in a syntropic way. And we've got quite a lot of durians planted. The king of fruits, lots of different varieties, both seedling and grafted. I'll save that for later. I've got a surprise. We do have some exciting things happening in the durian. We have some purple dragon fruit buds and some nice fruit setting, and that flower would have opened last night, pollinated by our bees, and hopefully that in a week or two's time looks like that, and then in 2 or 3 weeks time from that it'll be a ripe fruit. Behind me here is one of our beehives. We've got 3 now. It's quite a lot of maintenance to look after them here in the wet tropics, but they are a really important part of keeping the rainforest pollinated, giving us honey, and pollinating a lot of our different fruit trees here so that we set better fruit. They're actually quite an aggressive bee, which supposedly is the signs of a healthy hive. So I'm not going to stand here for too much longer because then I'll deserve to get bitten. All right, here's some durian buds, and they are not far off flowering. They sort of clump on the branches, and we're yet to have any fruit set. We did get some budding and flowers last year, but none set into fruit. So we're hoping this year is the year that we get durian. Wherever you're sitting, you will hear me if we get durian fruit set. We get a lot of these little riparian beetles, these little black beetles. They're one of our biggest pests that come out of the rainforest here and eat a lot of the growth tips. Look at them all. Die, die, die. Yeah, we might have to come and spray some necessary evils on these to kill these guys. Anyone's got any tips for this particular beetle? We've just been planting things that are sacrificial, like raspberry, ibeca, tropical spinaches that get absolutely destroyed by these, which tends to take the pressure off like these more desirable, longer term tree crops. Look at this. Look how many there are. Look at that. Damn it. Fortunately, this is big and can handle a few sacrificial leaves getting killed, but they will really affect small fruit and flowers as well, and growth tips. So how we've gone about planting the majority of our orchard is that we've got them sort of 3 to 5 meters spaced apart in straight lines on cement post trellising with high density wire and screw anchors on the end. Where we live gets a lot of extreme weather, particularly cyclones. So really strong wind that can just completely destroy and knock down your trees. So yeah, I'm sure some people watching this will, you know, have lived through Cyclone Winifred or Cyclone Tracy in the Northern Territory, Cyclone Larry, Jasper, like Category 5 cyclones that literally, like when you look at the rainforest or a big mob of trees, there won't be one leaf left. So we've done that as, I guess, a bit of an insurance to hope that if we do get a cyclone, the trees will be protected. And we've intercropped as well some chilies and gingers and turmerics and pawpaws and bananas in the hope to try a little bit of a syntropic system. Some of it's worked and some of it hasn't. You can watch some previous videos. These are all about 4 years in the ground. So to get flowers and fruit on durian is generally like 5 to 8 years, depending if it's seed or grafted. But yeah, these are doing quite well, really happy. If anyone's got any tips on how to most successfully get them to set fruit, I will hand pollinate them. Please let me know. Behind me here, we've got the sort of half a dozen citrus trees. So we've got a lemonade, limes, mandarins, lemons. What else? A couple of different varieties of oranges, and the limes are sort of all starting to come on now. There's so many limes. So we'll start giving this a lot of water now. Just throw on heaps of flowers and set heaps of fruit. Boat's still out in the yard from yesterday. We went out to the reef in the morning to get a few crays, which is awesome. This time of the year, we get some really nice, calm days out on the Great Barrier Reef, so it's perfect to go and get some seafood. All right, let's go over and have a look at a couple of the other tropical fruit trees. We've got 2 geese, females. They're very loud, very sort of aggressive. They hiss at you. Hey, all of these are destined for the pot because the ducks are males. The females end up going over to our cafe, which is on the Bruce Highway. It's called the Pocket Cafe. Definitely check it out if you haven't been past. Open every day other than Christmas and New Year's Day. But these ducks here will end up eating them. They'll end up destined for the slow cooker. Yeah, the males will generally only keep a couple of them, and the rest of the drakes will eat. There's a few feathers on the ground here. You'd almost make a pillow. They're from the ducks that we processed a couple of days ago. We had a super productive veggie patch this year. Got a lot of mint, a lot of different types of basils, so many cherry tomatoes, like an absolute record amount of cherry tomatoes. We've preserved them down and into salsas that we can use for cooking in the next 6 to 8 months until we have more. And we've also just done big snap log bags of whole cherry tomatoes that we can thaw out and use. We've got some granadillas on. We had a really good crop of wing beans, but now that it's heating up and there's less rain, things have really dried out. There's only a few things left, like some chilies, some kale. What else? Yeah, just a few herbs. But we'll now use this opportunity to start prepping the beds again for next year's veggie patch. So a lot of hay, a lot of mulch, a lot of fish frames. Yeah, we'll build it back up again. This is the mango tree behind us. It's a grafted one, probably 3.5 years old. I'm pretty sure it's a Namdok Mai, which is a Thai variety. They're really sweet, orange flesh on the inside. They get a bit of a blush, a bit of like a pinky orange blush on the outside. We found it really hard to set fruit because we get so much wind. We get a lot of different funguses and a lot of really strong rain. Makes it difficult to set fruit, but we're really hoping that around Christmas time, we'll get a good feed of mangoes. This was the first tree that was planted here on the property when we got it. It's a grafted gumpun, a grafted Thai variety of durian. It is absolutely loaded with buds. I pray that we will get durian on it. It'll be a very special day. I'll show you on the inside. I haven't taken the top off this, but I have been thinning out branches. And it looks like we've had one budding event and there's more coming. I'm very fortunate I'm a good climber because hopefully we get some fruit at the top. This whole section behind me, we planted a mix of exotic fruit and native fruit. The reason being is where we are is a bit of a cassowary corridor that connects 2 sections of National Park rainforest. So we're trying to make sure that there's plenty of food and I guess coverage and privacy for when they walk between these 2 national parks. They come through our yard quite a lot. They come through with chicks, they nest in the area. Yeah, this behind me is a Brazil cherry and it had a really beautiful sort of sweet and sour fruit. The whole thing was completely laden up until about 2 weeks ago. We picked a big box of them, took them over to the cafe and made ice cream out of them, made gelato. Anytime that you come past the cafe, make sure you pull in and check out the ice cream display because quite often there is what has been picked fresh on the farm here or the local area from neighbours and then put through the gelato machine out in the kitchen so that you can try a scoop of sort of a unique tropical fruit. I recently got a work ute in the last few months, which has been honestly one of the most practical things I've ever got for the farm. I can fit the mower in the back, bales of hay. We just got a quad that we can fit perfectly in the back as well. And a big shout out to Zach and his family at Blair's Alloy. They're just locally in Tully. Everyone recommended them to me when I was looking at getting a tray built. It's got 80 litres of water, it's got storage on the sides, all lockable, and then like a big pull-out tray at the back that I can keep tools in, rifles, fishing gear, all dust-proof and waterproof for when I go up bush. So super stoked with the ute, and it has been getting an absolute thrashing. I'll actually leave contact details to if you want any aluminium work done locally here in North Queensland. But they can probably do it wherever you are in Australia. Ute trays, canopies, trailers, a wide range of different alloy fabrication work. So yeah, cheers guys. Absolutely unbelievable. Here's one of the new hives. Looking good, looking strong. Behind me here is a whole row of abiu, and I thought we were going to get a winter crop this year, but we didn't. Quite often you'll get a winter and a summer crop. This one has just thrown flowers and is now set fruit. They'll grow up to maybe like 500 to 800 grams and golden coloured on the outside and white flesh on the inside. Super tasty. We've got 13 different trees and they're all slightly different in taste and how they grow, the shape of the fruit, the seed, how many seeds. Yeah, trying to work out what is the best cultivar, and then we get to name it ourselves. There's one jackfruit here that's probably only like 2 years old, but it's got 6 fruit on it. Maybe more. 2, 4, 6, 7. And it's that heavy, it's sort of like leaning over towards the ground. Over here in front of us, got a series of other rows all on trellising again. This is a Rambutan row, red furry ball with white, sweet, juicy inside, small seed. These are all different varieties of Rambutan. It has not rained in a few weeks, which is pretty rare for here, and really hoping to get some really good flowers and then fruit set on these this year. I'd say it'll be our first decent sized crop of Rambutans. This is coca, what they use for altitude sickness in South America, and also to make cocaine out of. I'm not into cocaine, but if I was, too bad, because it'd be illegal here in Australia and most places. I don't know. I've got some beautiful pawpaws, yellow, reds, a few different varieties. This is the Ibica I was saying before that gets absolutely demolished by those Rhiparita beetles. Sacrificial, but also really good to eat as a tropical green. What else can I show you? Oh, the bananas. I've got some good bananas going. But yeah, maybe like 12 mangosteens planted here for personal consumption. Got some durians, all seedlings, different varieties, quite densely planted. New Guinea pawpaw. A few people have asked for seeds. Missed that one. But yeah, purple stem New Guinea red pawpaw. Very impressive pawpaw. One of my most exciting rows is the sapodillas. One of the most underrated fruits in my opinion. These are all flowering, which I'm really excited about. Ibica, getting absolutely smashed. Yeah, they're all very small at the moment, but they're one of my favorite eating fruits. Extremely underrated. We've got some heirloom variety sugarcane. So when that gets a little bit bigger, we can do our own sugar. There's a few more cherry tomatoes just hanging on. So sweet. That's incredible. We've got a fantastic eggplant. Really good eggplant. This just yields and yields and yields. The 2 pieces of advice I was given with eggplant is keep pruning them. Don't let the fruit grow too big, and give them lots of fertilizer, lots of love. So that's what we do, and literally every week we just pick dozens of eggplant off that small eggplant shrub, bush, tree. Surprise, surprise, another durian row, all grafted, all different varieties, and a banana row. These are all a different type of banana. This is a blue Java. We should have it bagged, otherwise bats and cockatoos will scratch it up, but we'll let that fatten up a little bit more. Yeah, we've got a couple of really nice bunches of bananas, and we use them for smoothies. We use them over at the cafe as well, and just for eating fresh. It's a really nice Cavendish. I think that's called like a golden finger. But yeah, that's probably a maybe 35 or 40 kilo bunch of bananas. We've had a really good granadilla season. They are plentiful. They are continuing to flower, setting fruit beautifully, and are kind of like a big passion fruit pawpaw. We should be bagging each one, but we're still getting a few really nice fruit off them. We missed that one. Looks like the ducks have been eating it. So behind me here is 2 rainwater tanks, about 25,000 litres each, and this is for gathering rainwater off the roof of the house and then using that, you know, around the veggie patch, inside, to drink from, cooking, all that sort of stuff. We had an issue with the plumbing and also cleaning out the tanks the last few months, so we connected up to mains water, which, you know, I'm very grateful for, because otherwise, you know, we would have had to, you know, either bring water in, or when the water was clean enough in the creek, to pump it out of that. But I put a filtration system on the house, one for everything going into the house and then another one to drink from. After 3 months, this is what it looked like from a clean filter to the filtration of what was coming out of that mains water. I've changed it now back to rainwater, which I'd much prefer, but still it's always just a reminder to make sure you're filtering the water, especially if you're cooking or drinking it. It seems like a pretty important one to me. So it's Saturday morning here, and every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 8:30 a.m, we do animal feeding over at the cafe. So I'm going to jump in the car and go over now. I believe Jack is on this morning, animal feeding duties. We'll go check it out.
I don't think you can pick up the bag.
Jack, how excited are you for animal feeding?
10, always 10.
10.
Hyped up, you know. Animals are going to be happy. Gotta keep the kids happy.
It's a microphone. Possum tail. Yeah, it's a possum tail.
I'm used to more of a beaver tail. Yeah. Sit down really low, everything will come over to you, okay? The chickens are a bit more pecky, but the ducks are more friendly. Beautiful. Who wants another handful? I know, it goes quickly. You got to keep the birds happy. You can do that. Have a crack. Nice. There we go. There you go. There you go. Ah, you got to hang on to it. Hang on to it. They won't hurt you.
I need the biggest.
You got two? Yep. All right. So we give the chickens some food and then they give us some eggs. Have a little look. See them?
Can I grab one?
Yeah, but you got to put it gentle in here. You reckon you can do that? I just give them a little bit of food first. Hey, whoa. Whoa. Hey, whoa. There we go. But I'll let everyone come in and they can grab a handful of food. You can put your hand out like we did with the chickens, and if you want them to go away, just throw it on the ground, okay? Don't put it up in the air because they're going to try and get it. Okay. Here, I'll give you a handful.
Put your hands out. You don't want to do it? Oh, look.
Nice.
Look at the little one.
Good work. G'day. Well, thanks. How are you?
Oh, where'd you go? Okay.
I think 10 points goes to the crocodile suit today.
Yeah, he was definitely best dressed. Fashion in the fields. Yeah. I wish we could have gone matching. That would have been a real treat. The sheep didn't come in. They're not quite well trained. You can tell they're more eating quality than pets. Oh, beautiful. Always good getting the kids out and about and seeing how happy it makes them and how many smiles. Come, hey, we got an escapee goat. Yep, hey, where you going? Hey, in you go, Remy. So he's a Nigerian dwarf.
Oh, wow.
And his sister won Best Udder at the Brisbane show, supposedly. Best Udder. So Eva's got her to got him. So hopefully his offspring are good milkers.
Behind me here, we've got 4 little calves. They're all little bully calves. We did an AI program earlier in the year where we got the semen from a Santa Gertrudis bull. AI programmed all the mums and ended up with 4 calves. So only 4, but they're all absolute quality. One in particular though, we did with a yellow Wagyu. So yellow Wagyu bull and the Santa mum. So that's going to be our eating one in a couple of years. Maybe 2 months ago, we killed one of the steers that we had been raising up for 2 years. Dressed, it went 320 kilos. Shout out to Sam the butcher. Thanks, mate, for coming and help dress that up. And yeah, now we've been eating like probably some of the best beef and the best cuts of beef that we've ever had. So we've got the seafood sorted, got the duck sorted, got the eggs, and now we've got our beautiful red meat that we're probably eating 4 or 5 nights a week at the moment. So yeah, it's super rewarding. As you know, like knowing where your food comes from and having like meat of this quality. Hey, hello girls. How you doing?
So these are a few varieties of passions that we've got planted. They're a bit hard to see, but when you look in here, they're just about everywhere. So we use these passion fruits in the cafe. We make ice cream out of them, and we put them in some of our seasonal smoothies. So this is looking like a nice little crop that we'll have for Christmas. Lots of little fruit coming in here too. And then flowers that keep moving up the stems, which is nice. These are all flowers coming out now.
Oh shit, they're off. They're so quick. These are our new Dorper sheep. We got 6 of them from inland. We're going to fatten them up over the next 6 months, and that's going to be lamb chops. These are about 5 or 6 months old here. We recently did a lamb killer of Shady the sheep. After he headbutted one too many kids, it was time for him to go. It was also the prime eating age, and the meat has been fantastic. We also did for Jack's birthday a goat, like half a goat on the fire. Shout out to Lincoln and the crew for helping that night. Unbelievable feed. And we want to just do that more. Like keeping a balanced diet of all of the different animals that we grow here on the farm. I appreciate you watching the video. Thanks for your interest in being self-sufficient. Let me know if you've got any comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.